Hi guys. I have been working on creating an episode all about how EMDR feels because, well, that's one of the most common questions I have been getting from you. But this past week I had a huge breakthrough during a session and I'm too excited to share it. So I'm going to save how EMDR feels for next time. Today I want to talk about this breakthrough because it has inspired me. Inspired isn't the right word. And y'all know how I'm particular about how words really matter, right? But I'll say has me excited and motivated and just positive about the momentum that has begun churning in me. So let's dive in. I'm so excited about this. If you're new here, welcome to Lily's Antidepressant Life, where I discuss the many ups and downs and sideways motions in the journey to heal from depression. This is a safe place to discuss feelings and experiences and really all aspects from healing from depression. So real quick, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you'll get notified every time I drop new content. Be sure to also check out my latest blog. The link will be in the comments and it will show you where to go to get this super cute jumper that I'm wearing from Amazon. As an affiliate, I will make a commission if you buy one, just so you know. So this week I began focusing on the upcoming 4th of July holiday. I realize not everybody not all of my subscribers are from the United States, but this is our national annual holiday celebrating our freedom, the freedom of our country, and the freedom of each individual person. And it was really kind of timely because my EMDR session really opened up a new pathway of freedom for me. So, during my last EMDR session, I started by just focusing on that holiday. And that had me thinking about fireworks and barbecues. The 4th of July has always been a very special holiday to me because it was so joyously celebrated in my family. When I was growing up, we would spend the holiday at the beach, and I distinctly remember the scent of the grill fired up to serve tasty treats and the sizzler of those safe sparklers that we would wave in the air once the sun had set. These are all good memories that I cherish. I cherish them deeply. They are the memories that are ignited by the sense of the holiday. In my EMDR, my soul happily smiled at those memories. But from there, my mind took a colossal leap from innocent, carefree forms of flames to destructive fires and the ash that's left behind. In the blink of an eye, my mind organically jumped from one form of flame to another, to a more insidious form. Why did my brain do that? I don't have a good answer for that. All I can tell you is it did, and I followed it, and this is what happened. I do want to say that right now there's a wildfire near Gorman, California, and it's been burning for like over a week, and it's like destroyed like 15,000 acres. And as a California resident, I'm sure that little news item has just been archived in my brain somewhere. And when I began thinking about fiery things, that is where my mind drifted. You see, in EMDR, the brain gets to, no, that's not the right way to say it. I guess you could say that I relax my rigid control over my brain's stream of consciousness. In essence, I give my brain and subconscious the green light to venture out into tangents that they would most like to go to. And this week we went full force into the flames, metaphorically and, okay, well, still metaphorically since I wasn't literally in a fire. If you've ever been around wildfires, you know that containment is the key word. 2% contain, 60% contain. These are critical components in the fight against raw, naturally propelling fire. When a fire isn't well contained, it can spin out of control in a second. Wildfires can burn up to the edge of a road that is many lanes wide, and it has the power, if it has the right spark, it can literally jump over the road and begin a new fire on the other side. If the other side of the road is, a rocky canyon, not a big deal. It can actually provide hope of containment, that key word again. But it's a vastly different story when the other side is a farm with crops, or a school, or a city. There's just new pathways for destruction. I like this analogy because for me, it really does describe EMDR. It's a process that can lead to jumping the road and spreading into new directions, but in a good, controlled way. EMDR is not hypnosis. It is not brainwashing. I am fully awake. It is, instead, it's a chance to let my psyche follow its own inclination as to what path needs to be followed to chase healing. If you've been following me, you know that I've been on this journey to heal from depression for over 3 years now, and I take it very seriously. I have been wounded by trauma, and my body is held tightly to that trauma. That's not good. Sheltering unprocessed trauma is like holding up a spark in my hand on a slightly breezy day and just hoping it's not going to jump to the other side of the road. Think of the Rachel Platten fight song. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. If there isn't a spark present, no, then there's no danger. But if there is a spark, and there always is a spark with unresolved trauma and depression, wouldn't it be better to control the explosion? I think yes. Okay, so as a teacher, I used to see kids with remarkable abilities and talents, and I'd always say, oh, I hope they will use those gifts for good and not evil. An artistic person should go into art, not vandalism. A good arguer should go into mitigation, not become a cult leader. There's always two forks in the path, and there's always a good way and a bad way. I mistakenly used to think that stifling my depression was good. I thought I could snuff out that spark, if I tried really, really hard or pushed past the bad stuff, but that doesn't work. My brain was not created to be stifled or boxed in. Neither is yours. Our brains are these amazing, fantastic things that have powers beyond belief, powers that we should use for good and not evil. By trying to control how my brain heals, I'm not allowing it to reach its healing roots in the direction that it needs to go organically. I try to control my thoughts, to downplay my emotions, and I try to, tell myself that depression is all in my head or just a byproduct of boredom. Um, Sometimes I will believe anything but the truth. And guess how that works out for me? Not so good. I end up having panic attacks and nightmares. I have complex PTSD. My body has autoimmune problems. I mean, it literally attacks itself physically. That's not controlled. There is no control in this picture whatsoever. Before I started actively seeking healing, I was trying to extinguish the never-ending flame of my spark. But I'm learning, actively learning, something that is better. Something has been sparked in me, and I need to use that spark and control the explosion. Okay, history lesson time. Not really. Fire and flames have a long history of deep meaning. Fire symbolizes renewal through its dual nature of destruction and creation. Fire consumes and reduces everything in its path to ashes. This very process clears the old, and it makes way for new growth and transformation. I'm sure you've heard of these things before, but some of the ways that fire can represent renewal are just through natural regeneration. When dead and decaying matter have been destroyed with fire, they actually become nutrients to the soil, and it enables brand new creation. There are some seeds that even require the heat of fire to germinate, ensuring the continuation of certain plant species. There's also the psychological renewal. A lot of times we say we've been through the fire, we have to go through the flames of challenges, and these experiences, though painful, can lead to personal growth and resilience. And then my favorite one is the phoenix mythology. A phoenix, which is a mythical bird, will regenerate. After living for centuries, it builds a nest and sets itself on fire, and from the ashes, a new young phoenix will arise. And this powerful symbol shows how fire can be a transformative force, leading to rebirth and new beginnings. Fire, such power to destroy, and it's essential in fostering new growth. It's quite the concept of renewal, really. It's a force that facilitates ending and beginning, death and rebirth. Pretty powerful, right? I love the phoenix, especially, I loved it in Harry Potter. I'm inspired whenever I hear Maya Angelou's poem, I Rise. Oh, it's just a very powerful analogy. My own blog, lillystrong.com, that's Lily with 3 L's, LILLYSTRONG. Lillystrong.com has a cornerstone concept of rising from the ashes of betrayal. So during this EMDR session, I had a breakthrough moment, an epiphany, and my spark exploded with possibilities. Are you ready to see what was on the other side of my road? My brain came up with a question. What are my ashes? If I want to be a phoenix and rise from the ashes, I have to know what my ashes are. Do you know why? If I don't know what the ashes are, I can become stuck in them again. Picture a phoenix rising from a pile of ashes. It reaches up and stretches out its little wings, tentatively shaking off bits and pieces of the burnt remnants of depression. And as it shakes, those ashes just waft up into the air and they land in another pile some ways away. The phoenix then steps out of the ashes. Oh, how glorious. How empowering. The ashes are no longer weighting down its feathers. It's light. It's free. It's ready to chase a new path. But if the phoenix does not know what the ashes are, it is in danger of stepping back into that newly formed pile of ash and unknowingly becoming recaptured by the trauma. I am in danger of stepping back into my ashes if I don't clearly see them for what they are. A lot of abuse survivors deal with recurring patterns with trauma bonds and codependency and all sorts of mental health issues. And I think the biggest problem for me is not taking the time to point at my pile of ashes and say, that one over there, that is the remnants of abuse. That pile over there, it's the trauma of broken trust. And that little pile collecting on the step way over there, that is mistrust that came from deep betrayal. How can I avoid stepping back into the ashes if I don't know what the ashes are? I have to see clearly if I'm going to truly rise above the ashes. And that means hard work, self-discovery, reflection, chasing knowledge, advice, and expertise. I must actively pursue recovering and healing. I can't just think I'm going to heal the invisible wounds on my soul without first seeing them and tending to them. I have to understand what my ashes are. That is the only way I'm going to be able to allow my entire being to heal. My body, my mind, my psyche. Me. So that was my unexpected revelation from EMDR this week. During my sessions, I relax my control over my brain's ripples of thoughts and allow it to move in the natural direction that my brain wants to move in. Sometimes my thoughts follow a path that has some direct discovery. Sometimes my thoughts move in a spider web of confusion. And sometimes my brain is on fire, ready to jump the road to start a new journey on the other side. The key is that I have to let go of my perceived control of my mind in order to facilitate my rising from the ashes. I have to let go of some control to get control. Have you confronted your ashes? Have you pointed them out and named them? It's scary and uncomfortable, but with the right help, you can control the explosion of your own healing. I promise that my next episode will cover what EMDR feels like to me, because I know a lot of people are curious about that. Be sure to check out past episodes and my short videos to brighten up your day. I'm especially happy with my Dogs of the Peninsula shorts. No one can stay depressed with all those cute little fur friends. Check out my blog. They have more articles on depression and things about rising from the ashes. And I will drop a link in the comments to my latest 3 o'clock Wednesday called Stay Bright During June Gloom, 7 Proven Strategies. Until I see you again, friends, I encourage you to take control by losing control to get the control by naming your ashes. Look them square into the pile and get to know what your ashes are. Then you're going to be able to rise, and baby, nothing's going to hold you back.